So before I start speaking, hopefully you can hear the sound of the birds chirping in the background as I record this on my balcony. But it sounds absolutely lovely. And there's like rain, a very gentle, soft rain that's falling in the background too. So hopefully this picks up. But in any case, hey. So in case you have no clue who I am, which of course, why would you, since I'm just now starting to show up. My name is Bree, and I host a podcast. It's called Brown Girl Self Care, and it's a platform and space for Black women who really are looking to, I want to say, get to where the healing resides. Basically, I feel a little awkward recording this, knowing specifically that it will not go to the podcast, and that's something that I grappled with for a long time. How do I make YouTube content that I don't plan? I have a hair on my face. How do I make YouTube content that displays me, gives a little more insight, but doesn't necessarily take all the topics that I've already talked about on the Brown Girl Self Care podcast? And, I sat with that for a very long time, and I decided that number one, it's okay for there to be overlap. And number two, since this is video, it's completely different. I can literally say the exact same things word for word, but because it's video and it's me connecting with you in this way on camera, in person, eye to eye, like I see you, it's just a different vibe. It's just a different feeling. And this feels right for me. It feels right for me to be doing this. So here we go. First of all, so two things I want to talk about very briefly. The first thing is that I know that 2025 is going to be a big year for me. I'm not exactly sure how. It might be a spiritual growth, could be physical, could be financial. I don't know yet, but I know that there's something just like right below the surface that I'm like this close to. And so one of the things I think will help me to continue on this path that I'm on is to learn how to speak and be comfortable speaking on camera. And so, with that said, I've decided I don't want to do weekly YouTube videos. I want to make multiple YouTube videos a week, even if they're just 5-10 minutes, because again, I just want to learn how to, or continue to learn how to express myself. So I'm challenging myself to do that. And I'm letting you know that because I feel like it's important for people to understand that, when it comes to creating whatever it is, creating a life that you want to, creating a life that you love, creating a business that you love, creating whatever, creating a recipe that you love, like it's an act of love, and it's an act of labor, and it's an act of effort. And what social media typically does is it doesn't necessarily show you all the boring parts of it, doesn't show you all the kind of like behind the scenes stuff that's not as exciting, that's not as spectacular. We know that spectacular sells, we know that razzle dazzle sells. And I grapple with that because I'm not necessarily always a razzle dazzle kind of person. I'm, unless you're like in my inner circle, and if you are, God bless you, because I know I talk a lot in those, like in my deep relationships. I'm very social, and I talk a lot, and I'm very goofy, and I'm very silly, and all those things. But other than that, in my day to day, I'm for the most part, I'm a pretty chill person. I'm not always razzle dazzle. I'm very just like, uh, I'm not overly made up. I'm more of a simple kind of person, and I know that that simple doesn't necessarily sell. We've been conditioned to always want that excitement. We always want that thing that's going to pop and blow us away for about 15, 20 seconds. Our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter, and we just want more and more and more and more and bigger and bigger and greater and greater. And baby, I can't give that to you. I can't. I cannot give that to you. And like I said, I struggled with that initially. That was one of the reasons of many why I was like, I just don't feel comfortable showing up, because that's not me. But the more I go in my healing journey, the more I am learning to be okay with stepping out of my shell, the more I become okay with not people pleasing, because that was people pleasing for me wanting to show up the way that would appease the masses. And reminder to you, you're not for the masses. There's no way that you could be for the masses. There is not one person walking this earth that can satisfy every individual cater to every individual, make every individual happy on this planet. It's just not possible. It's just not. But just being okay with not being for everybody, being okay with learning to show up and just not fake the funk, not pretend to be something that I'm not, not put on these airs like, these are the things I do every single day, when knowing good and well people say that and they don't do those things every single day. I just wanted to be able to be comfortable in my own skin, which is a way that I'm learning again to honor my humanity, and just kind of like documenting and showing that to you, because I want you to be able to do that as well. I want you to be able to do that as well. So, that was number one. Just I want to start showing up more than I have been on this platform. And then the second thing that I wanted to kind of remind you of is that, a lot of times first of all, look at the time. It's already May. Okay, it's already May. So let's say May just started, which it technically did. So we have May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That is 8 months left until the end of 2025. This year is going by super fast. And if you blink slow, it is gone. That is how fast time is moving. At least that's how it feels for me. That's how it feels for me. And so I don't want this year to escape you. I don't want this year to kind of like blend into a sea of all the other years you've had, in the past, especially if you are someone who has been sleeping on yourself. And I think I'll talk about that in another video, but if you're someone who, like me, for many, many moons, many, many decades, I have slept on myself. I have literally slept on myself. And then would be mad when I didn't get what I felt was like the respect or whatever that I deserved. It's like, how make that make sense? Anyway, I don't want this year to just pass you by. Okay. And so, whether you have goals of building a business, whether you have goals of getting a new career, whether you have goals of going back to school, goals of, I don't know, getting married, goals of your health and healing, and getting, for example, maybe your goal is to gain some weight, gain some muscle in the gym. You want to put on 10, 20 pounds of muscle. Maybe you want to lose 40, 50 pounds of weight or fat or whatever. Like, whatever your goals are, you know, now is the time to get started. One of my goals, like I mentioned before, is that I want to learn how, I think I said this, I want to learn how to express myself more freely and just to show up as I am and be okay in my own skin. So that's why I'm doing the videos more consistently. Your goal doesn't have to look like mine, but you can still, move the ball forward so that this year does not pass you by and you look up and it's 2026 and you're still in the same place that you were not only in 2025, but like, if using me as an example, with some of my goals, I'm still in the same place that I was, 4 or 5 or more years ago. And that's why I'm taking 2025 so much more seriously than probably any other year in the last several years. Okay, I am really taking 2025 very seriously, and it's also likely because this year I turn 50, and I'm getting to the point, or I'm at the point, not getting to, I'm at the point where I just don't have time anymore to just pussyfoot around. They say that time is wasted on the young or something like that. And boy, was that me. Boy, was that me. But, I the older I get, it's just like, I don't, I, I don't want to just let this time slip through my fingers. I don't want to get to the end of my journey, which is hopefully many years to come, many decades to come from now. But I don't want to get to the end of my journey and look back and be like, damn, I sure do wish I would have tried to do XYZ. I sure do wish I would have said yada, yada, yada. I sure do wish I would have gone to this place or done this thing or tried this new thing or, experienced that, or like whatever the case may be. I don't want to get to the end of my time and that happens. And so I am really taking this time seriously. I am really taking this time seriously. And it's funny because once you kind of like dial into that I guess mindset of like, I'm really serious about this and I'm not BSing anymore, things really start to happen. It's like the energy changes, the momentum changes, your rhythm changes. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. I'm wondering if anyone out there can relate to that, but that's literally where I am right now. Like things are starting to happen behind the scenes, and it's because I said I'm gonna start to put some things in motion. Like I am really taking myself seriously now. I don't have time anymore to question myself. I don't have time anymore to wish that I could do these things or wish that I could have these things or someday myself into oblivion. Like the someday, this is your someday. Your someday is now. Like this is the time. This is the time. And what I don't want you to do, sis, is like wait until the end of the year and then in January all over again you're like, okay, I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be doing that in 2026, and it doesn't happen. Like it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Like raise your hand if you have uh, said on January 1st of every single year of your adult life, this is the year I'm gonna get my degree, this is the year I'm gonna go back to school, this is the year I'm gonna lose weight, this is the year I'm gonna get my health in order, this is the year I'm gonna start jogging, this is the year I'm gonna learn how to cook, this is the year I'm gonna buy my house, this is the year I'm gonna get out of debt, this is the year I'm gonna pay off my car, this is the year I'm gonna um, what other goals? I'm trying to think of some other goals. This is the year I'm gonna start my own business. This is the year I'm gonna ask for that damn raise. Like this is the year, and then it just doesn't happen. Like year over year over year, or year after year after year after year, it just doesn't happen. We're not doing that no more, sis. Like we not doing that no more. We not doing that no more. And so that's where I am right now. So we have, I think I said 8 months to start to put some motion and some realness into whatever these things are that we want to do, you know? And so yeah, your 2025 doesn't have to look like any of the other years. It really really doesn't, if that's what you really want. If that's what you really want. And that is what I really want. So I'm not saying uh that I'm gonna do everything perfectly. I'm not saying that at the end of the year, like whatever. I don't know. But what I am saying is that I am at the point now where I am really, like for real, not just saying it. I am really ready to bet on myself. I am really ready to put myself out there because that's one of my goals. I am really ready to um, stop sleeping on myself. I'm really ready to lock into this identity that I have in my mind of the woman that I am and the woman that I am becoming. Like I don't want to play games anymore. I really really don't. And so if you're waiting for December 31st, 2025, or January 1st, 2026 rather, to say, okay, now I'm going to do these things. Like I want to tell you that you're literally wasting 8 months of your life where you can get started like right now. You can get started right now. You can write out that vision. You can write out your goals. You can break them down by months or quarters or weeks. You can look like if it's your budget, you can go and start like if you have a goal of making more money, for example, like I definitely do. uh, you may not necessarily be like, okay, today I'm gonna go out and make $1,000. That may not be realistic. But what you can do if you're really getting serious about earning more money, getting out of debt, etc., is go and look today. Go and look at your past spending habits over the last 3 months. Go and break down or go and see where you might be losing money, like things you're paying for that you don't need to pay for, you don't even use. Where is all your excess money going to? Are there ways you can start investing money now? Is there ways right now where you can put $25 aside of each check, and start in a small way to start to get some process. I promise you that a lot of times we get so overwhelmed by this big picture that we can't see uh, that we can get started in the smallest of ways. And when you do get started taking those actions, even if they're small, the small steps matter. But even if they're small, when you're thinking about your goals, you start to get, at least I do, or I did, you start to get this inner, this, you start to get this sense of trust in yourself. You start to feel a little more confident. You start to feel like, hell yeah, I can do this because I've already done these small things. The small things start to build up into bigger things, and then bigger things, and then bigger things, but they won't add up to anything if you don't get started. They really won't. They won't add up to anything if you don't get started. So yeah, don't let your 2025 look like your other years. Okay. Now I can't tell you what goals to have, but I can tell you, I know if you're watching this video that you have some goals, whatever they may be, that are specific for you, specific for your purpose, specific for your dreams, right? And so you can get started, even if you're feeling right now like, oh, January 1st has come and gone, or now we're in May, so it's too late. Ma'am, ma'am, it is not too late for you to get going right now, all right? On those things that you said you wanted for yourself in 2025 and beyond, okay? So, yeah, that is this video. I'm so glad that I recorded it, and I'm feeling really good about it. And I'm gonna end it here, but I do have some thinking to do as I wrap up, because I'm not sure if I want to challenge myself to do 30 days of videos. Maybe I will. I'm not sure, but because I have no idea what I would even talk about for the next 29 days. If you happen to see this, which I don't expect a lot of people to see this, and that's another thing. I said I was gonna wrap up, but real quick, that's another thing. As you are starting to take those baby steps, like, don't look around to see who's like, oh, okay, I see you, sis. Yeah, like, don't look around to see who is watching your moves, or looking to see who's able to validate you. Like, validation right now would be, for me, views, more subscribers on YouTube. What else would it look like besides views and subscribers? Tons of likes and comments. I don't know, things like that. But I'm literally just starting here. You have to be realistic. Okay, as you're moving forward, you have to be realistic. And I don't want you to do things with this sense of, I'm doing this so that I can get these accolades. I'm doing this so that I can get validation. The only validation you need is yours. The only validation you need is yours. And when you have your own sense of validation and your own sense of self-worth, it is much easier for you to keep going when things get hard, because they will sometimes get hard. But it'll be much easier if you're able to hype yourself up and just be proud of the progress that you're making, baby step by baby step, compared to waiting for someone to say, I see you, and now you know, the magic can begin. All right. But what I was going to say is, if you happen to see this video, and if you happen to make it all the way to the end, and you know, you want to leave a comment, please do, and let me know if there are other things that you would like for me to talk about that fall into the realm of like self-care, getting out of debt, my healing journey, um, you know, quitting my 9 to 5, how I'm surviving now, and you know, just things of that nature, things of that nature. And maybe I can address those things in future videos. But in the meantime, I've got some processing to do, so I'm not sure if you'll see me tomorrow or not. But I will quickly make a decision if I'll just do several times a week versus 30 days. I think I'm going to push myself with 30 days, but I'm not sure, only because I literally would, if my goal is to make, I think my limit is 10 minutes, maybe 10 to 15 minutes is my sweet spot. I know I'm over, but it's because I'm still talking, but I think 10 to 15 minutes is my sweet spot, somewhere in there. But I don't know if I have 30 days worth of things to talk about, you know? So I have to see. But leave a comment. Let me know if you watch this video. Let me know your thoughts. And again, if you have something that may work as far as topics are concerned for this, for my YouTube journey, I'll be happy to take a look at those. So, all right, signing off. I still don't know how to close out these YouTube videos, so I'm just gonna say bye-bye.